When it comes to firepower, the R5-RGP is a decent assault rifle, so don't count it out just yet. What is going on, all you Ghost Recon Wildlands fans? I'm Predictable60 here, bringing you guys the next gun review in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Today we're going to be looking at the R5-RGP assault rifle. It is a very, I guess you could say, tricked out version of the M4A1. And it has a very cool look to it, honestly. And you can actually find this weapon in the Monte Pancho area. In that area is a place called the Agronomic Center, and that is exactly where you find it. If you guys who want this weapon are looking for something really good to have, it's got really good handling, and it's actually really cool in my opinion. I actually saw this in the beta, and you only were able to get it by killing an enemy and picking it up off of them. And once I started using it, I realized this is something I really want to find when this game actually comes out. So ever since I found it, I've loved this thing, and I found different attachments that work really well with it. But in this gameplay, I'm only playing with the default version of it. There is no attachments on here. There's not even an extended mag, which would have actually helped a lot in this video. So I just kind of didn't do that, but it really does help having an extended mag, because, or at least large mag is what they call it for the biggest type of mag on this game. And it's actually really fun to use this thing, and it's really cool to have the, I want to say digital sight is what I use for it. It's actually really cool, and it actually makes the handling on this weapon even better, because you can scope in a pretty decent bit to get your shots to be as accurate as possible. Now, honestly, this weapon is not the best weapon in the game, and I did find some difficulty using this thing, and it also, made me go down a few times, but it was still something that is very, very useful. This is more of a tactical weapon. I would not really say this is something I would use in a heavy gunfight, because it's just not there for the handling, I guess you could call it, because it's just something that I really had a hard time trying to, snap to the next person to shoot, even though I know there's no snap shooting in this game, but there is still basically an easy way to aim in on people, and a quick way to do that is just, just to be in third person, really, and you can just move your camera depending on how much your sensitivity is up. I mean, that's also a good way to be able to quickly look to multiple people and shoot, and honestly, hip firing is a good way to kill a lot of people at a time. So that's also one of the things that are really good. But the fact that this only has a magazine of 20 as a default, and the fact that it doesn't shoot that fast, also plays an effect on how well you're able to execute killing people. So it really does play an effect, having a smaller magazine, and the accuracy really is just one of the things that I had a hard time trying to get used to, because I feel like I'd be shooting directly at where a person was, and I ended up missing a lot. And it could have just been me being a terrible shooter. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not the best shooter in the world, but I still had my hard difficulties trying to get this thing under control. Even though the handling's good, it has nothing to do with your accuracy. Handling, I guess, is just more so when you're moving around with this weapon, how that movement is whenever you're trying to shoot and move at the same time. So I think that's what handling involves, and accuracy is where you would actually see the differences in how far away you can be from your target before you start to be inaccurate. For those of you who are looking for a decent assault rifle, this is one of them ones I would recommend. Of course, I would most likely use this. It can only be used as fully automatic or semi-automatic. There is no 3-round burst for this weapon, and I just died right there. It was pretty crazy. I got pretty much swarmed. I mean, when the Unidad get pissed, they get pissed, and there's pretty much no escape. I mean, if you got a helicopter or you're really good at driving, then that's your only escape. But even right here, that target was at least 80 to 100 meters away, and a lot of my targets weren't that far away, because even at 100 meters you can still be very accurate with your weapons. Now I'm trying to shoot through a fence right here, and that's why I missed that guy. He was pretty much lined up. He was highlighted though, so I assumed I could have taken the shot, but this is also a good thing too, because you guys can see just how accurate this thing is, and how useful it can be for you. But I would not recommend using this in a heavy gunfight. As you guys saw me die earlier, it's not something to be used up close, unless you have different attachments on here that would actually help that, like the large magazine, as I mentioned. That's actually one thing that really helps this weapon, is a large magazine, a grip, and a decent sight. Like I said, I use the digital scope is what it's called, and it's actually really fun to use that one for this weapon. I wouldn't have that scope, if you guys know what that is, I would not have that scope all the way zoomed in. I'd have it medium zoomed in. There's two different scopes within that one digital scope, and I don't remember the actual increments of numbers. And I would say it's like one of them is like ×4 zoom and then ×8 zoom. I'm not really sure. I'm not able to memorize that, but it is one of the scopes I would recommend, because that's one of my favorite scopes for any assault rifle, because it gives you the perfect amount of zoom in that you need in order to take out a person. And that really goes as far as, I guess, 100 and I'm gonna say 20 meters. 120 meters is about the best you can do with anything like something like this. Now, I know I might get mixed opinions on this video, and people might say, well, this weapon's actually really good, you just got to know how to use it, or well, you just suck. And you know, like I said, I'm not the best shooter in the world, and I do understand that, you know, somebody might be a lot better than me at this game, and there's always like that. That's something you got to remember when you play any game. Of course, there's always someone better than you at that game, and you know, with this game, I do get it. You know, some people are better with this thing than I am, but I do, like I said, I do refer this weapon for anyone looking for a good assault rifle. This weapon is very well useful in most scenarios. If you're definitely looking for something to do long range with, this is that weapon. This is also something good to do long range battles. For those of you who like to hide and cover and then poke up and shoot, even right here, you can spray people down and make quick work of people like it's nothing. I mean, these are Unidad with armor, body armor, head armor. I mean, I just took them down in a matter of a second. So, I mean, it's really easy and really fun to get used to using this weapon. So, the fire rate, like I said, isn't that high, but it is a very powerful weapon for what it is. It's not like a strong ass sniper rifle or shotgun or anything like that, but it's even good for doing melee attacks. But anywho, this is definitely something I'd recommend for those looking for a good assault rifle again. And I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. For those of you still watching, I do appreciate you all sticking around and watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and show your support. And, you know, for those of you who are Ghost Recon Wildlands fans, go ahead and subscribe, because there will be a lot more gun videos going to be coming your way. And even just more gameplays of us being silly or acting stupid, or even trying to be serious on this game and just see who's the better one of the four of us, whoever that shall be. And if you guys have any comments or questions, you know exactly where to leave them down below in the comment section. And again, for those of you who want to show support, you can share this video. That's always a good idea. And you know, I will have links and things on Facebook and different ways you guys can get in touch with me, or anybody from the team of 3-man. If you guys are looking for someone to contact about anything, or if you want to ask questions about even something other than this game, you can feel free to do that in the comment section as well. But you know, I actually got a lot of feedback on one of my videos. I think it was the Stampede. I want to correct myself. I know it's here at the end of this video, but that weapon is a lever action rifle. I know that now because an actual subscriber corrected me, and I appreciate him for doing that. I wish I could remember his name right now, but thank you, my dude. If you guys want to know who I'm talking about, he's in the comment section, and he actually corrected me and told me what the actual weapon was. And on that note, this has been your broadcast. Unpredictable is out.